Hi, my name is Michael Hassan, and today I'll be teaching you how to string a lacrosse stick. Materials that you need are a lacrosse head, lacrosse mesh, shooting strings, and sidewall. Tools that you might want to pick up that will be helpful are pliers and a lighter. Okay, so the first step is take your mesh and fold the top half of your mesh down, creating half circles on the top. Take your mesh and line it up, your top left corner with the top left corner hole in your head. Take a piece of sidewall, and tie a knot in the top. Feed it through the top left corner hole of the lacrosse head. Take your mesh and line it up the top left hole with the top left pocket of the mesh. Now, feed it through the hole and then back through the top of the second hole of the head. Then feed the sidewall through the second hole of your mesh. Pull it towards you. Now, as you move on to the next one, feed your sidewall behind your first loop, creating a knot. Pull this tight all the way through. Now, feed it through the hole in the mesh that corresponds with the next hole in the head. Pull it up through, down through your head again. And move on to the next hole. Circling around your first loop again. Repeat this process all the way down until you come to the corner edge of your head. As you come to the last hole in your mesh, pull it through, going towards the last hole on the top right corner of the head. Pull your sidewall all the way through and pull it as tight as you can. Then, like at the beginning of the string, tie a knot as close to the head that you can. And pull it tight. And that's the top. Now, if you want to get rid of this, all you have to do is cut it with your pliers and burn the edge with your lighter and make a little tip so it doesn't become frayed. Now we're going to move on to the side. Again, start off by tying a knot in the tip of one of your sidewalls. Feed it through the second hole on the right side. Then feed it through the second hole down on the mesh. Then feed it back through the head, and like at the top, go up and over your first line, creating your knot. Follow this pattern all the way down with this corresponding holes in your head and your mesh. Now again, when you come to the last hole on your sidewall, pull it through the last hole that you're going to use on your mesh. Put it through the hole on the head, and again pull it as tight as you can. And again finish off with the knot as close to the head as possible. And again, to trim this off, just trim it with your pliers and burn the tip, making a tip so it doesn't fray. Now we're going to do the exact same thing on the other side. Again, start off with your knot on the top and feed it through the second hole on the mesh. And repeat the exact same process that you did on the other sidewall. Again, feed it through the last hole, pulling as tight as you can and finishing off with a knot. Now we come to the bottom. The bottom on this head only has 2 holes. It may be different for the head that you have, but this is what I have to work with. Feed through the bottom hole first and find the middle 2 holes in your mesh. Start by having your fingers on the edge on the same line and moving one in at a time until you find the 2 middle. If you had 9 diamond, they'll be 1 apart, and that's usually the standard is 9 diamonds. So you'll have 1 right here and 1 right here, and this is the very middle. So feed it through here, through the middle, through the first hole, then back through the same middle and out from the hole 1 left to the middle. And then out to the last hole on the bottom. Again, finish off with your knot. Alright, now you have your mesh all strung in. So now we're going to put in the shooting strings. Today I'm going to be putting in 3 shooting strings. You can put as many as you want, but the standard is usually 3, and that's what I recommend. Start off by going down 1 hole from the first visible hole on the mesh. So for me it's this one. Feed your shooting string in the first hole and pull it halfway through. So half is on each side. Now, feed the strings at each other in the next hole. You'll notice that one has to go on top of the other. It doesn't matter which is which, but you need to keep track. Because now, as we alternate to the next hole, the one that was on bottom for the first hole will now go on top for the next one, so they alternate. Again, feeding it at each other. Again, feeding at each other, switching which one goes on top, which one's on bottom. And follow this all the way down. Now, as we come to the end of the last mesh hole, feed the strings through the last hole in the mesh. Now you have the 2 ends. Tie multiple granny knots on the outside with a stick. If your shooting strings don't already have wax tips, take your lighter, burn them a little bit, and form a tip. So there's your first shooting string. Now, for our second shooting string, we're going to skip the next set of holes and do it on the third set of holes down. So your first shooting string in this one, skip a set of holes. Now your second shooting string is going in this set of holes. So feed it through the first one like we did last time and get your half. and repeat the feeding at each other up and under, like on the first shooting string. Again, finish off your shooting string the same way you did the first one. Again, skip a set of holes and put your last shooting string one set of holes down from your second one. And repeat the process again. Again, finish off with your set of knots. And there you have it. That's your lacrosse stick. Go out, practice with it, see how it throws, make adjustments as needed according to how you throw. I hope this works out for you, and thanks for watching this video.